Ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful lady by the name Charisse Marie is next to me.
Hello.
Privileged by a really good friend Hakaneli. Whenever this guy brings talent, I always know it would be someone awesome. He would never come with someone less than great. So let's find out what do you do. I obviously can see that you an actress that we already established, and you're also music artist.
Yes, yes.
So tell us about a little bit your journey.
Well, I started off in vocal musical theater before I did anything on a professional scale at 14 years old. And that.
Do you write your music?
Yes, I do.
Your beats, the lyrics, everything? Wow.
Yes. You can see my music videos online.
Is this your first time in the YouTube space?
Visiting, yeah, but I've corresponded with people from YouTube, but not here in New York, out in California.
LA folks. This is one of the sets. It's a G Studio. Hopefully you like it.
I like it. Yeah, it's been like it's a lot like a lot of other studio spaces I've been to. This is very formidable, and I like how it's interchangeable. It's definitely great.
Okay.
But yeah, so I started off in vocal musical theater, and then I went from that to modeling and going to film school. So I started modeling to gain a platform as an artist, to get the attention that I needed to, continue my career in
What do you
singing
think
and
the
acting.
difference between being an actress and being a model? Is there a different skill set required?
What? Modeling helped me, and then at the same time, it was theater to me. Financially, but that's one thing. But I'm saying in terms of reference and molding into a character, because what modeling is.
Are you talking about runway modeling or like
all
a
of
pageant?
It. All of it.
All
of it. But I did a lot of runway and print. So modeling helped me in terms of getting the attention I needed as an artist, because I looked at it as a platform, so to speak, as I just said. So to me, modeling
as a model,
was just
you
theater.
can get to other musicians to their music video, and then you can see what they do
so
and
much that. It's
make
about
your own.
understanding and knowing what it is that you're doing and understanding what you want out of it. Because modeling, I looked at it as theater. It is theater because you're acting and you're portraying a character in terms of what the designer or what the photo shoot wants out of you. For example, if you are modeling a swimsuit line and for example, my background is in theater. If I'm modeling a swimsuit line, I relay it to something I'd seen in a movie. So I'm on a beach and I'm relaxing and I'm, so avant-garde, and I think of myself as a mermaid. Very relatable, and that translates on camera. That makes you much better as an artist, that makes you much better as an actress, and it makes you much better telling a story. We always want to tell a story, whether it be within music or within acting or whatever you do in pertaining to the arts. Music, fashion, and film go hand in hand. They're brother and sister. They need each other to thrive and to tell a story. One always needs the other.
May I ask a question about the music part? How do you write? How do you find these lyrics? Like where it all come? The beats.
Believe it or not, sometimes I find inspiration in terms of writing in my dreams. Sometimes songs and lyrics come to me in my dreams while I'm sleeping, and I make sure I write it down.
You have your notes or like a phone?
Or I take my phone and I record it right away so that I don't forget it. And then when I get to the studio and I record it, everything flows, accordingly.
We have quite wonderful here. I don't know if you get a chance to see the voiceover spaces that are pretty amazing here.
Nice.
So I would be certainly glad maybe we can record some music videos here.
Absolutely. I would love that.
This guy has a film day on the 22nd, so it's not my option to invite. It's his production, but
we'll exchange contacts.
If he will want to have you here on 22nd, maybe we'll get some music video recorded at that time. Is there a way for the audience to reach out to you?
Absolutely. So you can reach out to me on Instagram at ChericeMarie_1. That's CHERICEMARIE_1 on Instagram.
Cool.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That's a wrap for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, Carla is here. As you can see, Carla runs the expo on Caribbean fashion, correct?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your show, what you do.
Okay. Well, my name is Carla Hazel, and I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Face of Fashion. And we produce various productions. We produce Caribbean New York Fashion Week, and one of our current events is called Fashion, Trade, and Cultural Expo, which is being held this year on Friday, May 25th at the New Yorker Hotel.
Did you get a look at one of my models here?
She's gorgeous.
And she's also have some Caribbean heritage. So after the interview, you would get a chance probably maybe talk to her, and maybe she'll agree to be part of the your production. So your expo. How do you put together such a big event?
Well, the first thing, we have to create a theme or a name.
Okay.
So the name of this one is called Fashion, Trade, and Cultural Expo. And exactly how it sounds, it's a
that
combination.
because of keywords? That's how people search it?
Well, because of the activities that are occurring during the event.
Mm-hmm.
We have fashion
Okay.
throughout the day, because it's a day event. Doors are open to the public from 11 in the morning till 9 p.m. at night. So throughout the day, we're going to have fashion shows. That's
Right.
the fashion. And the trade, we're going to have vendors
Okay.
selling all their various products. So that's the trade, that's the business. And then cultural, we're going to have performances, live events from various music artists and cultural groups. So that is the fashion, trade, and cultural
I
expo.
see. How do you attract talent? What do you offer to models, to the people who would like to participate? If you probably, like most of those kind of events, limited in terms of cash funds. So what would be the best way to attract models? You offer them pictures, videos, like what's the
Okay.
consideration why people participate?
Right. Well, a lot of our models, we're looking for both aspiring and experienced models. And we tend to gravitate towards the inexperienced models because we're giving them the opportunity. Face of Fashion, we're giving them that platform at our events. So imagine you're this girl with a dream. Here's your opportunity. And they get to network, they get to meet those who are more experienced, they get to learn the little tricks in the business. But most of all, they get to
Do you think there are
experience.
tricks? What kind of tricks?
Yes, I mean how to walk. You know,
Okay.
how to walk properly. Every model has her signature walk. You know, at first you might come there being very nervous, but then you might be looking at this girl and like, you know, I like what she's doing. Maybe I'm going to copy what she's doing, and then you feel yourself out. So it's a testing ground for aspiring models, and the business is so competitive. A lot of the girls come here, and what do they get? No. With one of my mottos is no is not an option. When you come to Face of Fashion, there's an opportunity for you. If you're not ready, what we will say to you is that practice more, but the door is open. Compared to a lot of the agencies in New York City, no, you're too skinny, you're too fat, you're too whatever.
What do you do for the safety of the models, people who participate? If there are crazy perverts, sometimes those folks come to the fashion events, and the photographers who wants to take advantage of models or wants to see them, you know, not that much in the clothes,
Right.
and do you know, some other not so much consecutive activities.
First of all, you cannot just walk into our event. We want to know
If
who
they
you are.
if they buy a ticket, like is there like in my fashion show, for example, we have a signal. So if any one of the participants ever encounter, let's say, a crazy guy who didn't pay the model, or
Right.
try to like be not so too much friendly with her, the girl would do, let's say, a sign like this.
Right.
What it means basically is that it's similar to this.
Right.
This guy or this girl is not welcome. I had a bad experience, and the girls will share that among themselves. So that particular person, well, they bought a ticket. They didn't do anything crazy at
Right.
that moment, so
Right.
it's difficult to escort them out right away. But at least the rest of us will kind of police ourselves, and we know that that's the person that not a good idea to give the business card to deal with. Even the person who still will be there, but
Right.
Get
Well,
a
I've
cold
been doing this
shoulder.
for 12 years,
So you
and
know all the crazy ones.
well, we haven't experienced anything like that, but I am very protective. So the models that I work with, I'm very close to. I mean, really close to. So we have that conversation. So you cannot just come to our event and think that, well, you could do what you want. Because I have a very close
Right,
relationship, and my
right.
team has a very close relationship with the models and even the photographers. A lot of them who come, I know them. I have known them for years.
I see.
So it is
Let,
very
I have one more question on the modeling part, then we'll take the
okay.
photographer question. The models, on average, quit modeling career after 1 or 2 years.
That's true.
So not that many models stay in the game for a long time. What do you think makes them quit, and what are the ways to keep them in the field?
As I tell the girls and the guys, fashion, it looks glamorous, but it's very hard work. So
So
most
you
of
think people afraid of hard work?
yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Because a lot of girls approach me and, oh my God, I want to do it, and I put them to a test. I don't say no. I'm like, sure. I want to see if
But
this
it
is not a
shouldn't.
hobby for you, or do you
It
have the
shouldn't.
passion?
If
It's supposed to be
you
a
have
passion.
a talent and you have numbers, and if you're model type, you'll have those numbers. They will come to you. You will be viral. If you're not a model type, doesn't matter what you do. You're still not gonna become someone.
Everybody out there think they're a model right now. That's what with social media, everybody has the power. They think that they are model right now, but that's not true. Because when I first started, I teamed up with Ford Model, the big Ford Model modeling agency, and I got an insight as to how to do the business. Because
Right.
my background is a finance as well, but my passion is fashion.
I see.
So I teamed up on what they used to have before called the Ford Supermodel of the World, and they did not have a girl in the Caribbean. So I partnered with them, and I went to the Caribbean searching for a girl. So I teamed up with them for 2 years. So I got that opportunity to go in-house, and I actually spoke to Kate Ford. So
Wow.
there's a lot that I learned just doing this, partnership with them. So when girls come to me, you know, I put them through the test. I want to see how passionate you are. You have to be passionate for me to invest in you. It makes no sense investing in you if you're not passionate about it. Because at the end of the day, it is hard work. At the end of the day, everybody's seeing the final product on the runway. That's the final product. What happens backstage
it
is a
looks
whole
easy,
different.
but it's
It's a
not.
whole different story. So we started this conversation. How do you deal with the fashion part of modeling? How do you organize it?
Okay. Uh, Now let's get back to the question on photographers. A lot of photographers try to find models on the streets of New York, and
Right.
there are pretty ladies. What is the best way for a photographer to approach a model and present themselves? Do they give a business card, or do they show their Instagram account that they have a lot of following? How do the girl can know that this is not the guy who wants to sleep with her or just get her naked,
That
or a
is
professional?
that is a tough one.
That's his.
That is scary to me.
Because
I mean,
the way I do it, for example, I just when I'm in the field a little bit, so I can compliment properly on the makeup, or I can talk about mascara or the foundation. Once they understand that I understand the style and looks, and I understand what's going on, they feel less threatened to talk to me.
This is what I will tell you. When Face of Fashion, when we have our model casting calls, the age range is 13 to all the way to 27. Whenever the young girls come in, they come with their parents. I
Of course.
want to meet their parents. So if you're a model out there and you're taking, the fashion part of it very seriously, have your big sister, your mother, guardianship. That's what you need. I don't trust anybody out there. So I don't have an answer when it comes to photography. Bring somebody along with you.
No, my question was how the photographers, what kind of skill set photographer can use. Because if I just show a fancy camera to a model, does that make me a photographer?
To me, he should not
That
approach
me,
a model by himself.
It should be through the
Yes,
agency. It could be
through. He
But-
needs somebody else to accompany him.
I see.
Because I mean,
No, how do if a photographer comes with you, would that make it less threatening for model?
I
A female,
as a-
female friend. So
yes,
Okay.
Yes, because as a male photographer or even a male doing business, we question as a woman. I'm going to question you. What's your intent?
I see. Uh,
I mean, with Google right now, we can if you,
You
if
can Google a person.
if what the information on your card is correct, then we can Google you, right?
I see.
But
the girls will
otherwise,
just keep walking. You have milliseconds to get their attention. We're talking about 2-3 seconds until she gets in
that
next.
stuff in the world we live in is a scary world. I really do not have
Okay.
a good answer for this.
What is the best way to reach out to you? How to buy tickets? Like, what's the best way to look for your show?
Right. So
Tell them.
yes. So the event is called Fashion Trade and Cultural Expo, and it's being held at the New Yorker Hotel in a very lucrative area. It's right in the middle of the fashion district between 8th Avenue and 44th Street. You can go online and purchase the ticket, which on our website is www.fofashion.com. The first F stands for faith, O for off, and the word fashion, but it is spelled www.fofashion.com.
Okay.
They can go online and purchase the ticket online, and it's only $15 online. But
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to join the cause and come and participate, by all means, please reach out, and hopefully we'll see you there. I will probably get a chance to play one of my characters. I'll be Mr. Great or MC Photo or Mr. Prudent, one of those characters at the
Definitely.
show, and we'll bring additional entertainment for you. Hopefully you will enjoy me as one of those villains on the set. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful Alexi here. I have an honor to collaborate with Alexi twice already. Once you model at my fashion show at Skyroom. Thank you for that. And on Tuesday, you been on set in the same room when we film some episodes. Tell us a little bit about your experience. What do you think? Why do you model?
I model because it's 100% a passion. I drop everything for it to pursue it 100%. Why? It's always been my comfort zone, my creativity zone. Like I felt most creative, or like I can just be myself doing, behind the camera and everything.
Why do you want to be a model? Like, why so many girls have a dream? Why it's such an inspiration? It's difficult, as you can see. It's not easy.
It's
but
not.
You have fun and you enjoy it. What would be the advice for the other young ladies who would like to follow your footsteps? Is there any shortcuts? Is there any advice? Like, what did you see in my production that maybe caught your attention?
My advice for young aspiring women who want to pursue modeling is you don't have to be the greatest. It's just as long as you're passionate and consistent at what you do. That's my message for them.
Okay. But we spoke. Why did you trust me and why did you come to my show? What
well,
makes
you definitely gave me the rundown of everything, which is very important. If you can't fluently explain what you do, then
So basically what you're saying is what I told you, that's what happened, right?
Right, exactly.
We didn't deviate much from the script. It's exactly like sometimes it looks very unusual, especially with my characters, Mr. Great and that kind of stuff, but actually we are quite on a point.
For sure. I also looked up your background, your biography online, and it was very similar to what I wanted to do, or it just seemed like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a similar cause, similar interest. So okay. Let's talk about what do you want to do in the future as a model. Is there any inspiration, any desire? Like what do you want to do?
Definitely print. If I can. I mean, I know modeling, it's a short lifespan for
You know the Ken Gray, the guy on Tuesday, quite powerful in the print industry, and the
producer,
what's the name of the three magazine?
Number 3 magazine.
Number 3 magazine was there.
Bogota.
So those I think are useful connections, and I'm glad that you came and make those personal introductions, and they can see how pretty and how nice are you, and that you actually can walk. You did the runway and you did the nightclub scene. So all that been definitely hopefully will help your career. And once I already kind of look at some of the footage, it looks pretty awesome. So hopefully we'll have a very nice teaser. If folks would like to work with you as photographers or invite you to the set, what would be the best way to reach out to you? We kind of did a small interview at Skyroom, but I think that was before the show and before you knew what you're getting yourself into. So I felt a little bit of being nervous on your side, but I was very relieved when you saw my pictures and you liked them, that you actually enjoy your experience.
I did. The best way everyone can reach me is through my Instagram and Facebook, which is both Alexi Gioni, Instagram being pdf.ag, or you can contact me at my email, alexigioni@gmail.com.
For other new expiring models, I hope that you can confirm that you know things that we promised to the models prior to the show. Actually, that's what we deliver. We promise pictures with video. All those things are actually happening. A lot of events and people just expectations and promises very rarely meet the real promise, and in our case, as you know, those things go through, and hopefully once we have you already got pictures from a little bit some pictures from the
we did get
yeah,
some
and
pictures.
once we edit, obviously we didn't edit yet the video, so you'll be get your credits and numbers on the video on the pictures. Thank you for
You're
coming.
welcome. Thank you guys for having me.
I think we're fine. Okay. Let's see. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have two gentlemen on right and left of me, Louis and Derek. Yesterday I went to pitch for Shark Tank. Hopefully I'll get it this year. And as usual, Shark Tank is doing it during the Tech Day. And I've been networking and talking to folks around, and one of the companies who does the name is Milliard Price, right?
Yes, correct.
How do I pronounce it correctly?
Millardo Price.
Milliard Price, and this is the gentleman that I met at the Tech Day. So let's hear a little bit about the company, what they do, and who they are. So my first question to you guys is, hold a second, my teleprompter freeze. So let's keep moving. And my first question is, what does it take to launch a startup?
Yes. Well, it's first having an idea that you believe in, then you protect it and perfect it.
And the second question is, how to transform an idea into reality?
Yes. Well, you bring the idea to life by creating a solid foundation to build on. That is the core of the ideas.
Wow, that's very deep. How do you know who you selling to?
Yes, you find who is the core of who's going to be benefiting from your idea, and you target that specific group.
How do you create a strong team to bring your vision to life?
Well, you find people with your same mindset and individuals that are skilled in specific areas and create strong leadership drive, and that are hungry to achieve the same success you want to have.
And my first question is, how to obtain investment or venture capital?
Yes, well, obtaining investors or VCs look for who you are along with your idea. They want to see how invested you are in bringing it to life, how strong your team is, and your vision of how you plan to bring your idea to life with their help. Investors never invest in the idea, but they invest in the person behind the idea, because the person is the one bringing it to life, not the idea itself.
Okay, now that we're done with the official part, let's go back to the questions and answer them a little bit as a more humane way. So let's talk about it. So my first question was, what does it take to launch a startup? Did you do it as like on your own, or you always had a lot of ideas? How did
Well, I would say about 3 years ago, me and my co-founders, we basically started the idea of what the concept was for the company. Then once we had an idea and a name, we physically registered it with the New York State government, as standard you would do. And surprisingly, it was pretty easy nowadays. You no longer have to go to the courthouse and apply.
Right.
You can do everything digitally,
Yep.
which was very convenient. But I guess the core of when we launched it, we wanted to make sure that we actually had something that we create that everyone could use and benefit from, at the same time create a new atmosphere within the industry that we were targeting. So that's what was our core.
How do you take to launch? You say one day, guys, we're launching today, or you just throw the money at this? Like, why it's today, not tomorrow? Why not next year? Why not the year before? How do you figure out the day? That's the day when you have the emotion and feel for it.
Yes.
Or you just plan. Okay, 3 years from now, I'm gonna start the company.
It really depends on when the time you're launching the company, if you have a set date that you're planning out, because so many layers are involved when you're creating the process of launching your own company. You have to factor in how you're going to receive your investment.
Right now, the
Yes.
markets are high, so whatever crazy idea you have, you might probably find money.
Yes.
It's a couple of years from now, when the market is gonna crash, even the best ideas might not get any money.
Yes.
So maybe you need to follow when the money is easy,
Yes.
like cryptocurrency and all that nonsense that's taking place.
To target you on that note, it's more in a case of, for instance, when we launched 2 years ago and founded the company, we weren't going to launch that same year. The market was not ready for a company like mine, and what we were trying to do to actually hit the market for everyone benefit offer. Now we're in 2018, going to 2019. Market's strong. Everyone is
It's
heavily
much easier
shopping to hit the market this way.
I see. Okay, so let's tackle the second question a little bit more
Yes.
elaborative. We've done the like 30 seconds one, and
Yes.
that's how to transform an idea into reality. A lot of people have great ideas and they never execute on them and never actually have the product and the solution. What's the secret?
The secret is never. You have one idea, but never hold it as the core of what's really, that's the if all and everything. Ideas change over time. You become more open-minded on the actual process of what it takes to bring that to life, and you simplify it. So you may start out, I want to create this thing, but it may turn into something else completely that actually is really what's actually going to drive you to getting to your ultimate
But
goal.
then you're doing something else. You're not following your plan.
Well, the core objective is always there. The basis of what your idea is around never changes, but the things of how you approach that idea, how you make that come to life, those are the steps that you actually go through, and over time that does manifest, but you're still obtaining the ultimate goal.
When you selecting people to sell to, is that based on their interest, or that's because you target them? Let's say they have a lot of money. Yes, that's my client because they just have ability to buy my product. Or it's just because someone wants your product. They might not have no money today, but they will have to borrow just to get it. But they really want it. Like, how do you look for your clients?
You look for them. Well, how we look for them, we see that everyone wants to save money. Everyone is holding back on specific things that they're spending on, waiting for a particular part of the year to purchase those things. We want to make sure that kind of changes, because if you turn the clock back, the value of certain products that are now a lot more higher were a lot easier to obtain, so that you would buy more quantities of them. Now you're actually spending a high price for a single quantity of one unit, and I want to redefine that so now everyone has the chance of getting that unit in a lot more easier fashion and time frame.
How do you find the talent? Like, do you go on Craigslist? Do you go to Indeed? Like, do you motivate them? Do you give them shares? Lots of money? Like, what's the key to find the right talent? Young ones or hungry, the ones who have family, they have to make a lot of money to feed the family. Like, what's the key?
We'll definitely want to find someone else that actually has your same vision or a similar vision of where they see themselves. You don't want to find someone who's currently in one place and they can't see themselves 10 years from now where they want it to be, or how they're achieving their goals.
So they have to have a plan.
Yes, and they're already on executing that plan, but now they can collaborate with you to create a bigger plan.
So I remember
Not
the
true.
last question was something about VCs. How do you find VCs?
Yes.
In the past, it was kind of difficult to get a list. Nowadays, everything online.
Yes.
But how do you obtain their interest? Like, how do you, from all these meetings and pitching and talking, how do you actually make them to write that check? Like, is there like you can't hold the gun to their hand and say
No.
sign? You know,
No,
like
of course not.
even if you invest in pitch and they sign today, they tomorrow they don't like it, they cancel it.
Yes.
How do you stay on top, especially if it's like parts of payments don't come all in once? If you get one, okay, and what if they change their mind next week or next month?
The first thing to look for is who you are when they meet you. To look for what you actually are building, but more in the case of why you're building it and what is this going to do, not just for yourself, but how is this going to impact the people that you're also going to be affecting, because they want to make sure that this is just not a now thing, but a tomorrow and 50 years down the line, this is your baby that you're bringing to life.
But what if your interests change? You get a couple of babies, you move to somewhere else, you make a lot of money, and you want to get some rest. Not that you don't marry to work for the rest of your life. People have different ideas.
Absolutely.
But once you have a great concept, isn't even if the management change, it still stays the same idea, same business.
Absolutely. I mean,
it-
what they are going to start to see is that
Substance.
substance and the 5 to 10 year plan, because that's the core of what's really going to break or make a company, especially a startup, depending on what field they're in.
So the one question I think I missed in between, and let's no for no, I think we covered it all. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to learn about the name of the company,
Meteor Price. Can I give it just a brief?
absolutely,
input? Thank
go,
you.
Should.
Yeah, so Meteor Price is a digital e-commerce combined with a social media platform. We're basically creating an atmosphere where you can, in real time, shop on and offline to basically purchase items and have them available immediately at your fingertips. So no more going to the store, having to search for hours for one product to even see if they have it in stock, or how you're going to save money. By coming through our app, you're not only saving time, but you're merely reserving your product, picking it up in real time at the nearest location, and also having ability to save money while being on our network, communicating with their shoppers, and also creating your voice. So a quick example, if you had a product that you weren't happy with, you would create a comment, and a lot of viewer and users would be commenting on that same project and comment. So what happens is now that is getting immediately sent to the company that you're talking about. So that response time is for the next batch of their models they're creating, they're getting that immediate change done in the next model. So it's limiting that time frame.
Is that some kind of aggregator that gets the data and push it to the right?
Yes, it's a series of different algorithms that are programmed within the base of the actual company in the network that's allowing this instant data to be transferred between two sources.
Is it like is that a Facebook application or like a phone application? How does it work?
No,
Where does it live?
it's all via a mobile app that will be integrated with two different sections. So you're doing...
Is it available now?
No, it will be available in 2019. So we're currently finalizing the back end and the core of the app so we can actually release it to everyone, so they have fully atmospheric, because it's creating a user experience for themselves. So we want to make sure the platform is 100% solid before we physically launch it to everyone.
Did you guys pitch yesterday at the Shark Tank?
No, we didn't do Shark Tank, but we did do a presentation. I was on stage presenting the company and the basis of what we're doing, the stage we're at, and our future goals and what we look to bring into the market in 2019.
Did you find useful coming to the Tech Day?
Absolutely. For our first major event, we hit a lot of breaking ground on interacting with press, investors.
I go to
everyday people.
Tech Day almost last 5 years.
Wow.
And I have not seen 99% of the companies ever come back.
Wow.
Like most of the whatever this year, next year they don't come back. So for whatever, whether they got the money or they got nothing out of it, for whatever reason, I rarely ever see a company second time. So I can say, "Hi, how are you? I saw you last year."
Yes.
Apparently, it's not been something that consistently. I see same people coming back like me, year after year, looking for the new business and thoughts process. But I don't see the vendors coming back.
Well, I can assure you, we will be there in full force next year. as well as also petition.
Well, you
Shark
might
Tank
get
as well.
plenty of money and get your application, and you might know be far beyond the
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
May be also a solution. What is the best way to reach out to you, to the company? Like, if anybody interested to work for you, or fund you, or collaborate with you, or play with your company, is
Well,
there like?
We can you can go to our site, which is www.milliardopryce.net. And there, once you're on the Miller Price site, you have full closure of what we're actually building, because we have several different divisions, as well as the service position in division that we showcased at Tech Day. But you can also reach out to us and contact us if you're looking to invest, or you want to come be a part of the team or work for us, as well as gain more information, because we actually are creating an atmosphere where everyone can get involved and work together.
Cool. Thank you so much for coming. Hopefully
Thank
you like
Much
our
for your
space.
Yes.
It's pretty cool. I didn't get a chance to show you things around, but maybe we'll have a couple of minutes and I'll take you for a little. I'll show you my other studio where I film as well.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. Listen, guys,
Be here.
I can show you example of two guys. I just walked in, not shaved, not looking professionally. Probably I was tired and exhausted for a full day. Just talk to them. I don't even pitch you. I just ask you, would you come? And they say, yeah, we'll come. So
Yes.
it's you can see a true entrepreneur, someone who is capable to move on their feet. Most of the people that I spoke yesterday, they heard exact same pitch that Derek and Luis heard from me, and they are not here. They didn't come. They took the car. They shake my hand. They said yes, and they are not here. So that takes a very entrepreneurial spirit to be able to listen and convert their pitch and take the opportunity. As you can see, it's a quite powerful place, and there are a lot of things could happen here.
Absolutely.
Hundreds other people yesterday had a pretty much exact same chance like you, and they didn't took it. So I think that speaks for those two gentlemen next to me, for their ability to convert information and take use something that's really to their benefit, versus other people who just get the same ability to. It's pretty valuable to be in front of all of you, my viewership and numbers, and pitch and talk to you about what we have common, and all those other people did not take that chance. Maybe I pitch you in the wrong way. Maybe you just have some ability to listen, and I think that's the second one. I think my pitch is pretty fine.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Feel the talent.
And I just want to give a shout out to Common Connect, which is a new app that's actually revolutionizing the work market besides LinkedIn. So I would highly recommend checking them out on iOS and going to their website. That's Common Connect.
That's it.